Hey there, friends. I want to welcome you to another episode of Math Talk with the Routty Math Teacher. I'm Shamitria, and in today's episode, I want to continue the conversation about diversity and how to bring more diverse voices into the classroom. In the last episode, I talked about using picture books as a way to expand the voices in your classroom, but I didn't talk a whole lot about what you could do with those picture books. So, of course, using those picture books as read alouds. I know many teachers set aside time every day to do read alouds with their classroom, to do read alouds in their class. And I encourage you to select books that are either written by or feature people of color in your read aloud time, whether that's a picture book or it's a chapter book. There are some fabulous chapter books available that are written by people of color or also featuring people of color. So that's certainly one way, an easy way that you can bring more voices into the classroom. Other ways include using picture books as mentor text, using them, I say picture books written by or featuring people of color, using them as mentor text, also using them just to teach essential reading skills. So using them to replace other books that you may have used in the past to help you teach different skills. Those are great opportunities to bring in more diverse voices. But also, because in many of the stories of people of color, you see the challenges they faced with adversity. These are great opportunities to provide writing prompts and springboards into writing and getting kids writing about what they see and how they feel, and also helping them think about what they want to do in their future. So those are great opportunities to expand into writing and have kids write about what they've read and what they're learning. Another opportunity is to teach growth mindset. As I said, in I'd say a good number of stories about people of color, you read about the adversity and the challenges that they faced. And using picture books in this way is a good way to teach kids about having grit and courage and perseverance and developing a mindset of, I can do this. I can say for me personally, the times when someone has doubted my ability to do something, those are the times where I felt the most driven to succeed. I can still remember it was my very first day working with some teachers from my school on my very first teaching job. We were at a professional development workshop. And I was introducing myself. Again, it was my first experience with these ladies. And I can remember talking about I just graduated from college and I'd already been accepted into a master's degree program. For me, education has always been of the utmost importance. My parents have pushed me to be successful and to educate myself. And so education was important. And I knew that I wanted to do great things with my life. So when I finished my bachelor's degree, I decided to go straight into working on my master's degree in a new university in the city where I was going to be living and teaching. So I was talking about this and just my introduction to myself. And I can remember her looking at me, a white lady, looking at me saying, wow, you're never going to be able to do that. Because she thought it was just going to be too much for me. And I feel like that is the greatest motivator. And I did do it. I did it. It was hard. Yes, it was hard, but I did it. And so when you look at the stories of people of color, you see that. You see those challenges. You see the people that told them they couldn't do something or they couldn't be something, and they had to overcome those challenges. So those are great opportunities to talk about growth mindset and what that means to believe in yourself and to have courage and to keep working towards your goals, even when you fall down. So in true Shamitria style, I have another picture book to share today. And this one is The Girl with a Mind for Math. And this is a story about Ray Montague. And this is a great a great story about a young woman who dreamed of being an engineer. But at the time that she was growing up, Black women and Black people weren't allowed to get an engineering degree. She had dreams of working on ships and helping to build ships. And through just kind of fate, as it might have it, she ended up landing a job where she worked as a typist, but then had an opportunity kind of landed on her in that role to help build ships for the Navy. And so that's actually one of her contributions is helping to build ships for the Navy using a computer engineering program. So I encourage you to pick this up. And it even talks here in the book about her persevering and having grit. So this is a great opportunity to talk to kids about developing those things and what that means and what that feels like. So I want to just leave you again with, it's important for our kids to see themselves in the books that we bring into our classroom. So as we start to think about this next school year, and I know we're not ready yet, neither am I. I'm not quite ready yet to think about next school year, but we do know at some point that time will be upon us. I want you to think about the types of books that you have in your library, the type of books that you share with your kids, and ask yourself, is there an opportunity for you to bring in more voices? And you may be asking a good place to find these different books. I know I shared with you a book about Katherine Johnson the other day. So I'm sharing this one, Ray Montague, the story of Ray Montague here today. And you can really find these books on Amazon. Believe it or not, once you find a couple of them, it will lead you to others. So I highly encourage you to do a little research and find some of these books that you can add to your classroom libraries this year and use to share with your kids. And if you have questions, please, send me an email or leave me a comment. I'm happy to answer any questions or to provide you with some assistance and point you in the right direction. So with that, I'm going to say thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.